We challenged those guys on just playing fast. We talked about tackles, takeaways, kill blocks. Those are the things that we wanted to see in the opener. And I thought those guys showed up. They showed up and they did those things we asked.
Drew and Kaiser at the start of the game and also flying around. How exciting is it to have the type of athletes you have at inside linebacker with Kenneth, Kaiser, and Drew? What does that allow you to do
Yeah.
defensively?
Yeah, having two guys, who can play in space and can run, and obviously they can erase a lot of plays for us. But for as far as scheme things, we can do a lot of different things, knowing that they can cover some skill. That helps us a lot. Helps us with trying to protect our shell in the back end. So those guys they're a valuable piece of what they can do from the linebacker position, being able to play in space.
What have you seen out of Chris Rumph as a rookie thus far from working with him?
The one thing I noticed from day one, that it just was never too big for him. He brings energy. Even with, I mentioned Azant. With Chris, they've been brought up the right way. Coaches or players who fathers that's played in the NFL and been a part of it. So you can tell they were ready from day one, from the mental standpoint, and that's what he brings to the table. Never a big moment for him, and he's coachable. All those things show up with Chris on day one.
Specifically, what have you seen him grow in from that time to where he is now?
Obviously he had to learn how to play on these bigger blocks with these tackles. So I think he's learning how to play those situations of getting off and getting separation. So you saw maybe the first couple of days when he got on pads, he was a little sticky, but I think he started using his skill set of being a little slippery, of trying to slip blocks and get around them, and being staying after it. He may be blocked on the first move, but he continues to come. So those are some of the things that he does, where those linemen think they have him on the initial block, and he just continues to come and make a play after it.
Your starting three defensive linemen all were dressed for that game, so you got to look at some of those depth defensive linemen.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Your three starting defensive linemen, Jerry and Linval and Justin, were in dress. So you got to look at some of the depth defensive linemen.
Oh
Who
yeah.
jumped out to you? Joe Gaziano, Brady Fajoko,
Oh yeah.
Merrill,
Yeah, I would say Forrest. Forrest popped out. I mean, he had some key stops down there in the front, up front. When we needed some great penetration on some third and ones and short yardage situation, he was able to get some knockback and get in the backfield and be disruptive.
And then you guys have a bunch of guys competing sort of at the bottom of the depth chart at defensive back, corner, and safety, really. Who among those guys jumped out to you for the preseason game? Iman Hall, John Brandon, obviously had the interception. But any
Oh
of
yeah.
those guys jumped out?
Yeah, JB really stepped up. He showed up in the red zone. I thought he was challenging routes throughout the preseason game. TC. I knew he was going to be sticky in coverage, but just got a little too handsy on the long one. But I mean, he was obviously in great position. He just got to learn how to read the indicators, be cool school in those situations, and look for the receivers' indicators. And he slowed down, so he got to be ready to slow down in that position. So I think it was a learning moment, but I like what I saw from JB and from TC. I'm sorry. He came out and played with energy. He played with energy. The moment wasn't too big. He belonged. He belongs even when we got the ones out here. He belongs with those guys. He shows that, and he showed it in the preseason game. Didn't played under control. Scrimmage maybe was a little too fast, but I think he corrected that even going to the preseason game, and it really showed up for us.
Hey, coach, can you talk about what stood out to you about Uchenna from minicamp till today?
Chenna, I thought he kind of got off to a little bit slow start. He's starting to pick it up. I think he's starting to find his groove. I know he's excited about this upcoming week with us going against San Fran. But we just need him to continue to come. He's making that move. He's making that surge, and I know by the time we get there, by the start of game one, he'll be ready to roll.
What hesitated him? What slowed him up in this game, do you think?
I mean, obviously there's a new scheme and new moving parts. Sometimes it just takes guys just a little bit of time to find their niche and their groove in it. But he's spending a lot of time with Coach Rogers and getting things corrected, and they're being honest with each other on what we need for those guys to improve and be ready for day one. And he's taking those steps. I know he's excited about being in this scheme. I think he can see the opportunities where he can make some plays, and we just gonna keep pushing him and giving those tools in order to play at a high level in this scheme.
He talked about that. He likes the scheme. Is he thinking too much? And because the scheme fits a
Yeah, there are a lot of moving parts, and the great thing about it, we can settle those down, settle those guys down, whether it's by the call early on, or even when we're giving them the information before they break the huddle. Some of those things really help those guys, and that's what we got to continue to do to push those guys forward so they can play a lot faster. But it's coming. It's coming for the whole group. Obviously, totally different scheme from what they did last year. So we knew it would be a timetable, but we're starting to see it. We're starting to really see the surge, and I think those guys are getting more and more comfortable every time we're out here.
You mentioned San Fran, obviously the joint practices this Thursday, Friday. What are the protocols?
I think when you get another team in it, it allows you not to be casual at any point because they have something to prove. We have something to prove. We want to get better, as a unit, and we're going up against a good ball club. And so I think it's going to force our hand. It's going to force their hand a little bit, and everybody want to play at their highest level going up against another ball club.
Sometimes coaches say they feel they get more out of the practices, joint practices, than the preseason games. How do you see it in terms of that?
I definitely think it shows up just because you've been battling with your guys, every day, day in and day out, and now you get a chance to go against some different guys with some get different skill sets. So you get a chance to work your moves and do different things that maybe your guys are used to, so it don't show as much. So I think those guys will be really excited to bring their twos out, versus the 49ers.
Going back to Devon Campbell,
Yes.
you guys have talked about how he has a big engine, but you need the mind to catch up with that engine. Is that pass interference in the preseason games sort of an indication of where you want him to improve and just being a little heavier out there?
Well, I just think it's a coaching moment for us, and putting those guys through Indy in those paces. Actually, today, Coach Yancey put him in a situation where he was out of phase and the receiver had to slow up, and now he had to play the indicators. I just think he got into a situation where he was in a rush situation and he was just a little too antsy. And we got to be cool in those moments. And we know the receiver hand's going to go up, his eyes going to get big, and we got to be ready to look for those indicators to play the ball through him.
That was an individual drill that you guys that Derek did today with.
Yes, yes. Any of those situations that try to show up in a game, we try to address them, as fast as we can, and let those guys know that it's going to continue to come, and this is how we got to play it.
Because you're installing this new defensive system and a lot of the top defensive veterans aren't playing, are these joint practices, are they like their preseason?
Definitely, we made it a huge point that we were going to put these practice today, yesterday, that we were going to surround it around those starters because they were missing those preseason opportunities, and along with those joint practices, there's a lot of things that we want to continue to work on as a group. So we'll make an emphasis for those guys so to help us move us forward as a defense. So it definitely will be an emphasis this week for us moving forward with that starter group.
You haven't had much time to look at him, but what's been your thought of KJ
I recruited KJ back coming out of high school, so the things that I saw then is still continue to show. He's energetic, he's hungry, he doesn't back down from a challenge. All those traits you kind of want in a corner right there. Somebody who's going to step up to the plate and not worry about who they're standing in front of and just go out and do their job. And so far, that's what he's been doing. And we just got to continue to keep pushing him into Indy so he can see how we want to do things as far as technique wise.
Just how about as far as catching up to speed? Because, I mean, there's a lot of those guys who come in first, second day of training camp who end up making.
He's been spending a lot of time upstairs. He's asking the right questions. I came in at 5:45 and I saw KJ in there, so he's going through the paces, and we're just trying to show him the things to help him catch up to speed with the rest of the guys. So he's doing the right thing. We try to get those guys to script a little bit early so we can take them through the paces, or they can walk through the course themselves to give themselves a little jump start before we get out here today. So he's been doing those things, and it's been showing up. I thought he played really fast today, made some nice plays out there. We talk about either missed opportunities or opportunities, and he's making the best of them. Every ball that seems like that came in his direction, he's made a play on. So he's doing that part of creating takeaways. We make a huge emphasis of getting the ball back to our offense, and he's been doing it for us, and we just want to continue to do it out the rest of the preseason games and in practice. But he's doing the right things. We want to make it a tough decision. So he's doing it. He's like I said, he's getting the ball, and I mean it's hard to match when you getting the ball versus not getting the ball. So he's really showing up.
Ronaldo, I know you coach defense, but how difficult, or I guess how comfortable has Justin Herbert been from your perspective as a defensive coordinator?
Oh yeah. I mean it's tough when a guy can make all the throws. Even when you're scheming to maybe take certain away, he's finding those open throws or just even the easy throws. We may undress the field side in a 3-by-1 situation, and he can laser it out there, and the guy can catch it for 5, and if he got space, he's getting 10. So that's just some things that he can do that a lot of other people can't do, and it makes us tough on our defense, and we have to calm our guys down that is the access throw. So just rally up and tackle it. So we'll move it down around if we want to take that away. So that's always challenging when you are going up against them. I know we're just going against a practice, but if we were in the game, we would have to be constant with moving it down around to not let him get those access throws or not let him not know where the access is at.